All right. I'm going to walk you through the parts of ChatGPT that need to be set up for everybody. And if you have it already done, awesome. But I think that there's something that you can take away from this. And this is what I have been doing with my coaching clients and also in group coaching containers and in my workshops and trainings. It's helping people understand what it is they need to do to get the most out of this technology without it being feeling like it's extracting from them or having fear around how they use it. It's understanding what they can use it for, what they don't want to automate, and just the order of setting things up. Because once you have this one part set up, it changes the way that it supports you. And also, oftentimes, this initial setup will open up a lot of possibilities. It's pretty cool when you start seeing language around who you are. This is everything that I have kind of built in the last 3 years. I'm excited to finally share the rebuilding. This is the second time I am actively rebuilding. The first time I left my 9 to 5 in March, a month after I discovered ChatGPT. That's coming up. My 3-year AI anniversary is coming up very soon. And that's going to be my first event of the year, which I'm so excited to start talking about. And in the 3 years, it has been a gnarly ride of really learning to number one, love myself, two, letting go of a version of me that should not have followed along into this new season. I was using AI from a place of needing validation and approval and driven by ego. And as somebody who did not have proper boundaries in place for work life balance, I drove myself into the deepest burnout ever, where even a month off couldn't do it. I needed been about 6 months, 3 months of sleep, just nonstop sleep, lots of crying, lots of letting go. It was in that massive pause, which, by the way, I got that advice from a woman named Melissa Colley. I have to mention her because her work was the first time I got advice in business 2 years after listening to everybody else. The advice to slow down and stop everything and pause was the only thing that's helped me finally cross this threshold where I'm ready to start sharing and ready to share before things are perfect. Okay. So, in this segment right now, I'm going to show you kind of how my tools work and why it's not about learning AI or prompt engineering. It is a way of thinking. So, a lot of what I do is build out loud. I will be starting a series called Rebuilding Out Loud on YouTube, but I've pretty much figured out a way to share with others, a way to work with me through custom GPTs or AI specialized chat GPT agents, as you see here, to help you step into the mindset of being a CEO and a content creator. Not just I'm going to pick a product and sell it online or sell it to somebody. It requires a different way of thinking. It almost requires you to completely forget how things used to be and just step into it with a clean slate, whether you already understand business or not, because it has shifted. It's almost easier for somebody leaving a 9 to 5 to step into business belief systems around what they deserve. Like, do I truly internally believe I deserve to be happy and have abundance? And what is around the relationship around money. And one of the first classes that we do is one of the first things that we tackle in my sessions. I talk about what needs to be done with ChatGPT and which is training it. We use it without there's a lot of assumptions that we let ChatGPT make, and then we complain that their answers are robotic or that you have to fix it too much or that it's underwhelming. And I think what happens when you understand what personalization is and have this part set up, there's depth in your conversation. It changes the way that it responds to you and it continues to encourage and push you on your path of business and figuring things out, and it just shifts things. So The top part is personalization. Everything over here, these defaults, this is new. When it first came out, this was a form field where you had to write everything. And I think they pick up on the fact that people don't know how to do that. Custom instructions. This is where you get to literally train. This is your ideal business thinking partner or your thinking partner. It's whatever you want it to be. On the bottom part, it's you are needing to train AI on you. You can't hire your best employee and not let them know, not first them on what's going on and expect them to perform. And that goes both ways. Having the words to describe who it is you are, what you do, and beyond professional work, it's for you as a whole. Because it knows my Myers Briggs, because it knows my human design score, and that I'm a mom and my kids play soccer and that I train jujitsu. The guidance and the stories or the metaphors it uses, it relates back to this a lot of times, and even just strategic support and guidance that it gives me. I think really it's if this is the only time our paths are going to cross, I want to at least show you this part 'cause this shifts everything. Set this part up. Once you have that, then anytime you go to it and say, I'm stuck on something or I'm working on this, watch the language change. Gave that all away, been saying this for years. Why are people still not doing it? It's because we don't know how to articulate our value. And we are living at a very confusing time in life right now. Post pandemic, I think we got a taste of what work looking different could look like. Post OpenAI and all like public access to all the LLMs, it's just been this frenzy of information and AI tools and lots of hype being used at a very downstream level. And 3 years has passed now, and I'm a very intense individual. And I say this because I used to put so much energy into hiding and masking the fact that I am an intense individual, allowing myself to just be me, doing the inner work to allow myself to show up just as me has really just, in terms of fears around being on camera, around sales, around marketing, all of that has kind of dissipated. Like the lyrics around this song, Golden, I literally feel like that is my song. It was written for me. So what I'm going to do is show you how quickly this can be done with my own proprietary tools in a group setting where I help people set this up. And I think the hardest part for people is the auditing. It's language to what you want, language to who you are right now, what the professional stuff you tried, what your strengths are. And then having language at the identity level, at the upstream level. Where is me? Where is me? At this upstream level, having language around identity, values, the story around your lived story. It allows you to make decisions on your strategy, on your offer, who you best fit with. Not having this is like imagine going to a coffee shop and every single person in the room just saying, yes, let's get on a call. Let's jump on a follow up call. That's what networking is like without having clarity in all this. It is absolutely. So, what I'm going to do is this right now. I'm just in a new message thread right here. I'm going to use Paris Hilton's profile on LinkedIn because what this allows you to do is just simply go to the profile and save to PDF. It'll take her profile and turn it into a really quick resume that I can use and upload like that. Okay, cool. And I don't think she's somebody who needs help with finding language for who she is, like seeing the spirituality, the 1111s, but it's now being able to take this and using that as a starting point. And so right now, let's just start with something simple. We're taking this profile, providing it context really quickly. You can also provide resume. Just make sure you fill in any knowledge gaps that's not in your resume. So it has that starting point. Okay. Cool. So now, okay, what I'm going to do is you can do at and call any of the trainers at my AI trainer. My AI trainer is trained to help people prompt better communicate better, walk people through structuring their conversations or interactions with ChatGPT with more confidence. And I'm going to add here that it doesn't have to be just ChatGPT. It's Gemini. It's any of these large language models with the chat interface. It's that all the same principles carry over. So what I'm going to do is for Paris, please help me set up her custom instructions. Okay. So what it does, gives a starting point without it adding additional context that she will need to provide that she can now copy and paste over into ChatGPT. Going further, it also knows recommend role-based sub-GPTs. And this is where we go into being able to scale with AI. You can create these custom GPTs or the logic of it, at least that starting point of AI supporting you in areas to save you the most time. And it recommends Paris as an investor, Paris as a creative director, Paris as a CEO, and it will help you create the entire GPT so that you can use these to call as you are navigating business. Okay. So let's say, great. And then from here, what does this allow you to do? It helps you literally anything that you want to do. Okay. So I am right now deeply investing my time and energy into learning meta ads. Marketing looks different. I'm going to be working from more the identity level versus how it's typically done, which is a pain point marketing. And I just have to be able to translate that into text based and image based. And I'm going to be having fun with that. I'm setting up my NAS platform as well for others. If interested, kind of follow along on that journey and help build out their first online income stream as I am doing it. And the cool thing is, if I did this 2 years, 3 years ago, I would not have had the language nor the tool. But what's even greater right now is I actually have the support. There are so many platforms. I've looked into so many community e-commerce platforms, and there's two things. I think it's very content creation heavy, which means you have to be comfortable being online. And that has been my biggest blocker. That can be a blocker for some, bad enough where they won't even start at all. And what I see now is with how AI is in meta ads, where it can match people to your creatives. I mean, that changes everything. You can have no customers, you can have no business experience. If you understand the basics of digital business and how to run these ads and over time just optimize how you are able to just the initial sale, but the upsells and the opportunities down the line to reactivate people once you have clarity on how your offer suites fit into your customer's journey, productivity, efficiency, sales, conversions, all of that is just, it's inevitable. You are no longer hiding behind their product. You are the front of it, in the face of it. And people are buying from people. They are not buying products anymore. They're overwhelmed by tools and products. It's our job right now is to lean so hard into finding ourselves because this is the only foolproof way to have longevity professionally. But beyond that, it is truly liberating. It is liberating to be able to navigate life this way. I'm really excited for 2023. Okay. So let me just mess around with this a little bit. Okay. So let me see. Okay. Okay. Um, all right. Okay. So I want to create a mood board for her. Can you capture her essence? I selected Paris Hilton because I saw her being vocal about AI in deep fakes, especially for women and children. And I feel the same exact way. So kudos to her. If you want any of this, please feel free to reach out. I will happily send it all over to you. I want to be able to support people using their platforms and their voices to do good. In that break that I took, I had to really, those are kind of like those boundaries that are the language as to who I want to serve, how I want to be in this world. And I had to really remember why I started doing this in the first place. Okay. So let's go back to I am talking to my visual design helper. And let me show you what it looks like. I did this probably like 2 years ago. Let's see what it's. Yeah, model 4.0. My AI brand strategy, design strategist, creative partner, visual translator. I help them translate their identity, core tasks, help me generate image prompts for Dolly, Midjourney, or preferred image generator. Okay, cool. As you can see, it's not just a image generator. It's a guide, a strategist, somebody that helps you turn your ideas and translates it into something more. All right. So let's go back to there. So for Paris Hilton, based on her custom instructions, which is essentially an about profile for her, is a starting point that you could turn it into a LinkedIn profile or update your website copy. Okay. How would you like it to respond? Okay. So her ultra glam confidence, cultural intelligence, ownership, yada, 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 visual motifs. She's also already online. Okay, so this is where it gets fun. You can turn this into a formal mood board, brand visuals, image prompts, or adapt this into some kind of template. Let's let's turn this into a mood board. Breathe. I derive it, please. And I think this is where I mean, even if I have a resource like this, I don't have traditional training in design. It's literally a feeling for me. It's kind of how I've navigated doing it for Navor and just in my own business and any of my web design work or content creation work I've done. It's literally a feeling. So let me see. It's really cool to be able to take that feeling and have it translated into something that's tangible. And yeah, it really does open up a lot of opportunities. Okay, cool. So now a mood board brief, I would advise her to save this information, have it in place, including her founder profile. Because what this allows her to do is if she has a team, it makes delegation so much easier. You have essentially a file where now you have consistency across everything that you do. It's your AI generated content sounds the same, whoever touches it, whoever it is that you're using, because you're giving them that roadmap. Show me. Ooh, that smells really good. Show me. Cool. Awesome. Help me reimagine. Okay. Awesome. Love what she has, already has. Help me reimagine it. Glamour with structure. Icon. Oh, sorry. Energy. Patron. Okay, cool. Based on the content, okay, it's AI. I got something. AI clarity trainer. Okay, can you help me create her voice? Okay, the AI trainer, the clarity edition. This is a totally different thing. It's for the digital DNA file training. It's because she is a very public figure, it can grab the information for her, but typically we would have to provide information. It's past voice memos or the transcriptions of that is like my number one way to do it because it's your natural speaking. So if you are a speaker or you write original writing samples that reflect you. And if you are not a writer, it's just giving yourself space to literally go for a walk and tune out of social media and just speak into voice memo, grab that transcription and use that as that starting point. This is an assignment that I usually give in my challenge. It's like first 3 days. I assign the homework on a Friday and you have the full weekend to gather your professional information, your creative passions, and give yourself permission to grab a glass of wine, grab a beer, turn on some music, give yourself 30 minutes quiet time. Go for a walk, whatever allows you to actually relax. Go smoke a blunt. I don't care. It's just a place where you can be honest with yourself because the more honest you are about where you're at and where you'd like to be and what that looks like for you, truly, it's beyond just what's on paper, what it would feel like to have that level of safety, stability, whatever it is. Yeah, that takes time. But having this voice guide and having original content that AI can use as that starting point to reference changes how your content, your copy. So it's this obsession on LinkedIn to catch people using AI not sounding like you. Yeah, it is because it's not trained, but there's ways that we can go around it. It's we can know that a lot of this has to originate from you, your thoughts, your thinking. Do 80% of it, it be you. Use it for ideas to explore things, think outside of the box. But when it comes to copy that is linked to your personal brand, it is okay to use it. Don't feel bad. And it's like a muscle. It just develops as you continue to do it and over time becomes more natural where you start depending on it less and just, yeah, just going with it. All right. So after coming out of a long period of healing and isolation, I am going to start sharing the journey of rebuilding out loud. Something that I was supposed to do back in 2023, but my nervous system said no. And, the perfect combination of tying my worth to output, abusing AI, like literally in the most toxic relationship ever with ChatGPT, where I use it for constant validation and for overly strategizing and staying in motion just for the sake of staying in motion because not staying busy, I would end up in withdrawal. Like it was just working 20 hours a day for 2 years and 5 months straight. I drove myself into the deepest nervous system dysregulated I ended up sleeping for 3 months straight. It was the scariest time of my life. Between the time I left my work, I discovered ChatGPT February 6th, 2023. My 3-year mark is coming up very soon, and that's when I'm gonna be having my first event, but I will also have these little micro workshops where I'm going to be updating things like my LinkedIn profile, setting up my Substack, setting up my Instagram profile more from a business angle, and inviting other people to jump in and start getting access to some of the things that I built out. SipSmart Wine Guide. It's allowing you to take a picture of your wine bottle and understanding and getting language around it, and also helping you create recipes and pairings and adjust quantities. All that is really fun to do. I am deeply learning meta ads. This is the piece that I want to understand so I can share with others because as somebody who struggled being on camera, sharing my own thoughts or leading with my own thoughts. It's had I had a little bit more confidence that I can do this without having to like hit up everybody around me all the time, I think it would have been a lot easier. And I wish I explored meta ads way sooner. And the cool thing is, you gotta, the timing of things happen when they're meant to. I'm talking to the NASIO team to set something up really cool. So stay tuned. I will be announcing that. And let's see what else. Digital growth mentor. Lots of talk about authenticity, storytelling. This digital mentor is, I mean, it's pretty comprehensive. It's mastering all aspects of digital marketing, Facebook, Instagram, meta ads, campaign strategy, funnel optimization, and digital product launches. It's me stepping into Instagram and thinking of it as more business and content as a business task and not something I do just when I can. And on that topic of just kind of posting whatever, I've really been using Instagram and Facebook since 2018 to practice being seen and taking up space. And when I first opened it, it started with me showing crafts during the pandemic and evolved to sharing jujitsu and ties in motherhood and all that. So it's really like a lifestyle thing. I will start sharing with others in my studio. I will have a virtual studio space where a lot of these resources will be available. This is a fun one, understanding how GPTs work for you. So let me try this one. Can you help me identify can you help me identify how GPTs work for this guy? For Snoop Dogg, brand collab and partnership assistant, an custom GPT trained on him, his data because he has a digital DNA file, content strategy, social media, all these very specific to him. And I can do the same for Miss Paris. So my approach, what's different about it is I teach people how to think with AI, think from the upstream. I teach people how to build with AI, get unstuck, how to adapt and develop resiliency, build confidence with it, design a business model that is aligned with who they are right now, with space to grow into as they evolve and step into who they are becoming because it is a process and a journey. Um, And yeah, here's Paris's. That's one of my popular ones. I'm going to be having little workshops on all of these and starting to invite people in. Um, I am very excited. Let me see what else there is. Maria Wendt, I'm not sure if you follow her, but I'm really learning about low ticket meta ads right now and running those. I'm going to start running my first campaign on Monday. I'm still designing that. When I was setting up my circle community, learning how to navigate that. My brand, once you have your digital DNA file, building out a brand. Let me show you how detailed this guy is. I think this one. It's a virtual CMO, supports campaign planning, content creation, brand positioning, message refinement while staying within blah, blah, blah. Self leadership is a muscle that we need to develop to learn how to use any AI driven product, whether it's NASIO or ChatGPT or Claude. This is why people struggle to make money online. It's a mix of reasons, but it's lack of self leadership because we never were taught it. We were told all of our lives who we are. We've never been given a chance or permission to think otherwise. And what's the other thing? Permission to start or permission to even want more. Like literally this unworthiness, the feeling of undeservingness. And I don't know what else. I think that's it. I think that recaps everything. Yeah, go high level. I have an expert. This is one of my favorites, the professional reframe. I'm gonna press start here. Okay, what kind of work do you do? Oh, beforehand. Let's see. It asks you questions to guide you through our process. Before we start, please let me know. Please tell me what you do. Okay, what do? I help experienced professionals, Gen X and boomers using LinkedIn in a way that feels grounded, human, and useful, not performative or exhausting. I help you clarify your message, reconnect with your experience as an asset, create sustainable visibility, turn LinkedIn into a tool, and lower emotional noise around AI and change. I help seasoned professionals say what they actually mean on LinkedIn and be seen for. This is what we are all struggling with. We are all experienced. We have beyond our professional lives, we have human lives outside of it, personal lives. And we are at this weird juncture where we don't know what's coming next.